I went into the Marine Corps in 1991 out of Merrimack College. Spent just about 6 years on active duty and right about 14 now in the reserves.
Wow, congratulations and thank you. Tell me a little bit about what some of your missions might have been and what your role was in the military.
I had a military specialty of being a military policeman. I went in as an officer, so some of my duties were to oversee a military police department, if you will. And over the course of time in different jobs, I was a general's aide for 3 years, and I became an anti-terrorism instructor later on down the road as well.
Exciting work, interesting work.
It is very exciting. Something that in 1998, when I went through the anti-terrorism course, it was something I didn't think I would use all that often. And lo and behold, I've certainly put those skills to work.
Now, tell me about your decision to leave the military and take us current to what your work occupation is today.
I left the active ranks in 1999. It was strictly to come back home to family. It was to come back home to see my mother and father and be around my sister as well. Looking back, sometimes I wish I had stayed on active duty, but it was a decision I can't go back on now. I became a local police officer, and now I'm a state trooper with the state police here in Massachusetts.
Tell us about your decision to come to the Massachusetts School of Law. What is it that a law degree represents for you?
Educationally, probably the greatest degree that I could have personally obtained myself. Similar to why I went into the Marine Corps, I liked the uniforms and I wanted to see if I could meet the challenges that the Marine Corps would offer to me. Very similar to my desire to obtain a law degree, to see if I had the wherewithal to go through the course and achieve the degree.
And you're doing terrific, as I can see firsthand.
Thank you, Professor.
Tell me what you plan to do with your law degree. How are you going to use that, assuming that you pass the bar exam? Are you going to stay with the police, or do you hope that someday, maybe in the far future, to open your own law practice?
A little bit of both. Ultimately, I really don't know. I hope to be able to give back in some capacity, and what that capacity is, I don't know yet. But I do plan to stay with the state police until I retire, and then even while I'm on the state police, maybe get into an area of the law that I'm able to practice in as I wind up towards retirement.
Do you see yourself with your military experience as being different than a lot of the students in your class, or do you feel that you're very similar to everybody that's around you?
I don't know that I would say different. I think some of the life experiences that you get in the military and traveling around the world and seeing different cultures and folks who might be a little worse off than you are might give you a different perspective. So from that perspective, from some of the younger students that may not have that, I don't know if it would be different, but just have different experiences. But in the same vein, some of the students that are younger in nature that sit next to us in class are far ahead of us with technology and what they do with the technology aspects where I would be behind.
What factors motivated you to join the military?
Honestly, it's to see if I could to meet the challenges the
It
Marine
was
Corps
the
had.
challenge.
It was to see if I could meet the challenge.
Okay, I've heard a lot of other things. It was the money, it was because my family cared a lot about military life, but for the challenge of it, that's a first.
Simply to see if I could do it.
This excerpt is brought to you by the Massachusetts School of Law, a leader of reform in legal education and a leader in multimedia education for the public. To view the full interview and for a full listing of MSL's programs, log on to mslaw.edu.